friends! I'm Amita Case from the Flower Shop, and I'm so excited to be baking the Holiday Explosion Cake Kit. The Holiday Explosion Cake Kit is just like my Rainbow Explosion Kit, except this time it's for Santa. Let's get baking. Here we go. So here's everything that comes inside of the Holiday Explosion Cake Kit. We have gel food coloring, very important. Our explosion mix, which I love to combine all my different favorite sprinkles in. Polka dot sprinkles that are just the perfect Christmas blend. Our cake mix and our frosting mix. And just so you know, because I've messed up before, it does say which one's which on the bag. My milk, 3 eggs, and my butter have all been left out. So we're gonna start with our butter. So let's get whipping. Once your butter is nice and whipped, we're gonna add the eggs, 1 egg at a time. We're gonna thicken it up with a little bit of the mix. I actually chose this recipe because it's one of my favorite recipes. My mom always made it for me in Mexico, and so I named it after her, Bonilla Vanilla Mix. Once your batter is ready, you're gonna need 2 separate bowls so we can split the batter in half. I love candy canes, so this is gonna be a red and white cake. Now that is a Santa-approved red. The reason you need to use baking spray over cooking spray is because baking spray actually has a little bit of starch in it, which will release all your baked goods. It's like snow in a can. We're going to divide our batter equally, so it's a little less than a cup. These are ready to go in the oven. Magical frosting time. We're gonna start with room temperature butter, which is very important so you don't get lumpy frosting. But you do wanna keep your cream cheese nice and cold. More dancing. Okay, that looks about ready. You can't tell what's butter and what's cream cheese because they've become friends. Now we'll be adding the frosting mix just a little at a time so it doesn't blow up and turn me into a snowman. Ta-da! Perfect mistletoe. So the cakes have been out of the oven for a little while now. This right here is a 2-inch cookie cutter that we're gonna use to cut the inside of all the cakes except for one. These can just be little cakes you decorate to leave out for Santa, or if you're like me, they're just baking snacks. I've put all my frosting into piping bags, and we're gonna use about half of the frosting to stack the cake and about another half to decorate the outside. I love to start by making 1 ring on our board. And the frosting acts like glue, so it won't dance around. And this doesn't need to be perfect. You just need to make sure that you're covering the cake with frosting and not getting too close to the center, because that's where all the sprinkles will want to fall out. I'm gonna do 1 more layer of frosting. The way I love to top it is dome side down. So we're actually just gonna flip it and get a really nice straight top of our cake. So now that it's stacked, we're going to crumb coat it to seal in all the crumbs. And this way, when we put it in the refrigerator, it's not drying it out. But I love to use a cake scraper because this will allow me to evenly distribute the frosting by literally just rotating the cake. Now that we've crumb coated, we're gonna take a break and put this in the refrigerator because it needs to cool for about 20 minutes so we can sprinkle it. While the cakes are cooling, I'm gonna take a little hot chocolate break, but we know that everything's better with a little bit of sprinkles. Now that the cake is nice and cool, we can get to our last layer of frosting so all the sprinkles will stick to the cake. What I like to do is grab a handful of sprinkles and start bottom up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a little bit on top. I can just tip off the extra sprinkles. Finally, the moment we've all been waiting for. Call Santa, get your boomerang out, do it all. I'm about to cut this cake. Merry Christmas! And there you have it, the most fun activity you'll find in the kitchen this winter, but also the most delicious.